This is KGW News at 11.
His bus drives by every day and it's not stopping to let him off. No mother should have to go through that. No parent should have to go through that.
Family and friends are remembering a 6th grader who was hit and killed while riding his bike. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm John Adams. Earlier today, they gathered for a memorial bike ride in his honor. Our Ashley Grams shares their story.
On a hot Saturday afternoon, dozens gathered in Hillsboro to remember Joe Brons.
Every day I walk by his empty room. Every day I walk by all of our memories.
Sarah Bronson's 12-year-old son was hit by a car and killed while riding his bike in February. Police say the driver stayed at the scene and did not face charges.
You take 3 seconds to not pay attention and you've taken someone's life.
Family and friends came together for a memorial bike ride and walk. Riding to Lincoln Street Elementary School, the path Joe would have taken the day he was killed. Joe was on his way to play basketball with a friend.
Joe wasn't doing anything wrong. He was taking care of himself and he was going out to play basketball, as any 12-year-old should be able to do.
Noah Langenwalter helped organize the ride. He's part of a community biking group called Ride West Side.
I do connect to this very much as a dad, as a father. I want my kid to be able to have an independent childhood like I had.
After arriving at the school, bikers and walkers made their way back here to the spot where Joe lost his life to install a memorial bike in his honor.
And I wish that we had been able to give Joe the safety that he deserved.
This type of memorial is often called a ghost bike. And while it's meant to honor Joe's life,
it needs to be safer. We all deserve to see our kids at the end of the day. I don't get to see mine.
His mother hopes it will serve as a reminder to every driver who passes by to slow down and be more aware.
This is still a community and we still need to watch out for each other.
Ashley Grams, KGW News.
Let's take a look at the skies now, as we're lucky enough to get a second night to see the northern lights. Nothing's visible over our camera in the Dalles right now, but look closely to the right of your screen for this. With this time lapse of our camera just before 9:30 tonight, you can see the lights move across the sky. This is just over the span of a minute. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joining us tonight. Joe, for folks wanting to go out and view this amazing scene, what are they going to see the rest of the night?
There's a good chance. Now, this is round 2, and again, a big reason why we're seeing another night of these gorgeous conditions is the spot right here on sun. It's the 16 times the size of Earth. Absolutely incredible in size. That's what's producing these aurora borealises. And as we take a look here, we could kind of give you kind of a breakdown of how it's all formed. Now, it's kind of interesting. So you have the solar wind. Again, we have some charged protons and electrons that are emitted from the sun. That's part of it. And then those particles follow Earth's magnetic field. And where do they follow? Well, they follow the weakest parts of the field, and that's in the poles of the Earth. And that's what helps produce those beautiful colors. Those electrons collide with various molecules in the atmosphere, and those molecules colliding with each other create this beautiful scene of some reds, some blues, and some greens, as well as some pinks. And we've been seeing some beautiful conditions. Again, John, this is going to be one of the biggest storms we've seen in more than 20 years, and it's going to be right around that extreme level. So that's why we're going to be looking at a good location of our area, seeing this storm later on tonight and early tomorrow morning. So as we put the futurecast in motion, we're going to be seeing clear skies up and down the I-5 corridor. Again, get away from the city lights. That'll be your best bet to check it out. I'll talk more about that. And the other thing that people are talking about, and it's the warm temperatures we've been seeing here the last couple of days. I'll let you know how long that sticks around too.
All right, Joe, we'll see you a little later in the show. The unseasonably hot weather has local health officials hoping they can keep people out of the hospital. Last Mother's Day weekend, Multnomah County had 22 people end up in the emergency room because of heat-related illnesses. On Friday evening, first responders conducted 3 separate water rescues: a teen in Clackamas River, 2 adults at Moulton Falls, and a man at Sandy River who became disoriented from cold water. While everyone made it out safely in these rescues, we do lose people every year to dangerous waters.
especially areas like the Sandy River or the Willamette River. A lot of the mountain runoff is still very cold. Water temperatures are in the 40s and 50s and haven't quite warmed up to the air temperature yet.
AMR will not be patrolling local bodies of water until Memorial Day. And just earlier today, there were 2 more water rescue operations on the Clackamas River near High Rocks. The sheriff's office says at least 1 person was helped out of the water. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office wants to help you stay safe on the water. You can borrow a life jacket for free at a kiosk in any one of these parks. With the nicer weather, the Skamania County Sheriff's Office wants to remind you that going hiking can be just as dangerous as getting in the water. The warning comes after first responders rescued a 63-year-old Friday afternoon. They had fallen almost 300 feet down a steep hillside near the Dog Mountain summit. An Army helicopter had to be used to get the hiker out of the steep terrain. They were flown to a Vancouver hospital and are now in stable condition. The work week in Portland ended with another large-scale stolen vehicle operation headed up by the Portland Police Bureau. The operation ended with 7 arrests and the recovery of 4 stolen vehicles. In one stop, law enforcement seized 2 guns. One was illegally modified to fire automatically. The Bureau says this operation netted 1 stolen car for every 2 stops.
Yesterday was absolutely exhausting and a whirlwind, and I came home to find dozens of text messages and emails.
It's super important to support neighborhood businesses, support local all the way, and plus it's just amazing ice cream.
The flood of community support continued for one local business. 50 Licks along East Burnside served customers out of their catering truck today. A fire Friday morning badly damaged their building. It impacted other businesses as well and displaced people who live above the shops. But many told us everyone in the Buckman neighborhood stepped up to help out.
They were immediately like, you want to come over right now and have a place to rest, offering me like shelter, food, clothes, everything they could. So it was really sweet to just have a community jump in and be willing to take care of me.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Oregon Humane Society held its largest fundraiser of the year today. Portland's Waterfront Park was the site for the annual Doggy Dash. Attendees took part in a walk that looped across the Hawthorne and Steel bridges, and at the end, a festival with live music, contests, and all kinds of family and pet-friendly activities.
There's a lot of great dog owners out here that are taking care of their dogs, and it just shows. So that's a real joy of it, and spending time with your dog with all these dog owners is great.
It's just nice to see all the different dogs and all the people and be in this, I don't know, exciting atmosphere. Yeah.
The Humane Society has another goal. They want the Dash to become one of the city's greenest events. Through a partnership, they are ensuring at least 90% of the waste generated will not go into a landfill.